welcome to my channel. I am Adeta Kilalo Grunty, and I just want to say a very big thank you to those who took out the time to watch my last video. In case you have not seen it, go check it out. I want to say thank you to my new subscribers. Please, as much as possible, share my videos to many more people so that my community of subscribers can keep growing and growing and growing. So today I'm going to be talking about something that I came about in the course of the week when I was having a conversation with a friend. So randomly at times I just find myself in a position to, advise one or two of my friends. And so this time around we're talking about marriage, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Why not take this to my channel and just share this with as many people as possible? P.S. It's not like I've been married for 17 years or donkey years. I'm just 4 years in marriage. But of course, even those that are just married for like 2 months, they would already tell you 1 or 2 things they have learned. That's just how it is, So I'm going to be talking to you guys about what I had to quickly learn in marriage. Lego. To learn when I got married, the very first thing I had to learn is that not all advice should you take. I said it, not all advice. I mean, at the very point where you're about to marry, I know a lot of people are going to be coming to you with, oh, this is how it works, especially those aunties that have been married for like some 30-something years, 17 years. They're like, this is it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't take advice, but just go take all of those advices with an open mind, because it's not all of them that's going to work for you. So for me, I'm going to be as practical as possible, and I'm going to take one example. I know that my friend is going to kill me if he hears this, but yeah, that's true. Kola, that advice you gave me did not work. Okay, so all of the friends that I have and know me well know that I do not like to do house chores. Yeah, I don't like to sweep, I don't like to cook, I don't like to wash plates, I don't like to wash clothes. And they were genuinely concerned for me, like, okay, how exactly are you going to be a good wife if you don't know how to, okay, no, not know, if you don't like to do all these things. And I was worried for myself too, like, how am I going to go about this? So my friend, my best friend at the time, he's still my very good friend, by the way, but yeah, marriage has made my husband now my best friend. So he told me, he said, you know what? At the very first stage of being married, the love is still shacking your spouse. So I think this is the opportunity to, introduce some chores to him too, so that the burden of doing stuff in the house doesn't fall on you alone. So maybe take, for instance, you're sweeping. You can be telling him to be dusting as you're sweeping. I'm like, so this is how it's going to be. Okay, so okay, now I guess. Okay. So the moment I'm sweeping, I'm just going like, hey, sweetie, please, be dusting as I'm sweeping. I'm like, oh, okay, that should work. So the very first week after the whole honeymoon thing and we got back to our base, I was in the kitchen cooking, and my husband, he was on the couch pressing his phone and maybe watching a movie or something. I was so annoyed. Like, me that don't even like to cook in first instance, in all of my glory, I'm now cooking for you and you're just pressing phone. I can't remember if he was saying well done or something. It was just so annoying. I'm like, oh hey. And he's been doing that. He's been doing like I'm just gonna be the only one in the kitchen. And I'm like, no. So I just told him, I'm like, babe. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, babe, I'm just cooking in the kitchen. Can't you be washing plates? Hey. Dude just flipped. You would think I said, babe, are you mad? That's what you would think I said. He just flipped. I'm pretty sure he probably heard me say, or probably what he heard is like, babe, you're stupid, babe, you're foolish. Because that was all I said. Oh, dude flipped on me. He was like, what do you mean, like I should be washing plates? Is that even how to say it if you want me to wash plates? I'm like, I'm cooking the food me and you will eat. I'm saying you should be washing plates. So like, no, you don't give me duties. You don't say go and wash plate, like go and wash plate. Am I your servant? Like, do I even send you also to the kitchen and go and cook? I don't say that. Don't say that. My uncle is not that serious. So no, that's not what I mean. No. And we had to, talk about it again. Like, that's not exactly what I was saying. I wasn't giving you duty. And he was like, for heaven's sakes, people have been ordering me all around all my life, like, go do this, go do that, go do this. Now I'm married and you're telling me again, go do this, go, Melissa, that's not what I meant though. And I just had to say to myself that, oh, okay. Maybe this is not going to work. Maybe we have to find another way. And eventually I had to, realize that that's not going to work. I'm not going to tell him to go wash the toilet. So if I wanted him to do it, there has to be another way. So guess what I did? I had to put on my lovey-dovey heart. I'm like, babe, I'm really exhausted. Please, can you wash the dishes as I'm making the food? And I was like, yeah, sure, babe, sure. So I just had to learn that because my friend told me that tell him to do this while you are doing this necessarily would not work. And that leads me to the second point: know what works for you. So I just had to figure it out, like, okay, what is going to, because it was important for me. I didn't want to be having unnecessary altercations with my husband. So it was important for me to learn what works in our own relationship. And I'm going to give another example. So there was this day. I know that everybody's supposed to be a feminist, especially when you understand the true concept of feminism. And so, but there's been a misconstrued idea of what feminism is about. And so that day, because like I established, I don't like washing clothes. I don't like washing clothes. So I usually tell my husband when he's wearing his last or almost his last piece of underwear. So I keep saying, babe, it's like you're almost done with this, so go figure out how you're going to wash it or something. So that particular, and yeah, he knows. But because I don't, he doesn't say, oh, go wash my underwear. No, he doesn't say that. He washes his own underwear himself. He washes it. So that particular day, I don't even know what happened. He just flipped. I think we were going to church and that was his last piece of singlet. And I'd been telling him, I think I told him like two singlets before that particular one, that your singlet is almost finished, to find a way to wash it too and all of that. So that particular day was his last singlet. So we're dressing up for church, and so he wanted to eat breakfast before going to church. So as it was wearing his singlet before wearing the buba, because it was putting on, I think it was putting on agbada that day. So as I was just about taking that spoon of, I think it was rice or something, was just something that had pepper. The pepper dropped on the singlet, and that made the last singlet get stained. So now, because he was supposed to wear a white native, so he was like, when he saw it, he was like, oh God, I've stained my last singlet. So he wore that the top, the buba of his shokoto, like that, the cloth. And then because that material is also kind of transparent, you could tell that the underwear is stained. So Baba had to change the clothes, and he wasn't happy about the fact that he had to change his clothes. So he just flipped himself how come he doesn't have another underwear to wear? I'm like, dude, I've been telling you for like the last 2 singlets you had, that guy, wash your singlet too, because they are almost exhausted. And he was like, what do you mean by I've always exhausted? You should, is that not part of the perks of being married? Shouldn't you be the one taking care of my underwear? Shouldn't you be, my mom used to take care of my dad's underwear. I'm like, don't even bring down one here. Your mom used to take care of your father's underwear, does not mean I should take care of your underwear. Can't you take care of your own underwear yourself? Blah, 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 blah. And I remember very well that day that I was supposed to travel to my parents' place, because I think my brother's wife gave birth and we're supposed to have a naming ceremony. So I was supposed to travel down to Ibadan that day. So he said to me that, when we get back from church, I don't know, if you don't wash those underwears, hey, when you travel, just don't even bother coming because you don't have husband again. And I just said to him, like, excuse me, wash your underwear for what? I am not washing those underwears. I am not, because it's not my duty. I'm not your house help. I'm just your wife. We went to church. We were not talking to each other. After, the normal toke will go to Ibadan that way and be wondering what the worst could happen. Maybe it was the Spirit of God that touched me in church. When I got back from church, because it was supposed to come home first, then I was going to take my stuff, then before going to Ibadan. So immediately we just got home, I entered the bedroom, JJ. I packed all of his underwear, JJ. As I just started washing like this, he just came, and then, that was just the sweetest thing he did. He just came and just collected it from me. He was like, no, babe, you don't have to. I'm sorry I shouted at you. I'm sorry. I just didn't like the fact that I didn't have any underwear and we were shouting. Not like I want you to be washing my underwear. So really, the truth is, I didn't eventually wash those underwears, but imagine I had just dared him. Those are the little things that happen and become a big issue. So sometimes when people say irreconcilable differences, you honestly cannot pinpoint one thing that has happened, but because there's been build up of issues. So eventually they can't even tell you for certain what happened. They're just like, you know what, just go your way, let me go my way. So yeah, you have to know what works for you. So it's not all the time because they have said, oh, this is how it's going to be, then do it like that. So sometimes also, not even sometimes, all of the time, through the help of the Holy Ghost, because I'm sure that maybe it was God's Spirit that just touched me in church that way, like, you know what, you can't handle the situation like this. Two wrongs don't make it right. Sometimes it's not all about wanting to be right, you get. So sometimes just for peace to reign. Then my last point, because this video I didn't intend this video to be very long. Let me just drop my last point. I've learned more than these three, and I am still learning. But let me just drop this three with you guys. So the last thing I'm going to say today is, another thing I've had to learn in marriage is that marriage is hard work. It is hard work. It's not a walk in the park. I mean, it's not itty-bitty. It's two people willing to make it work. I'm telling you, because in 4 years we've had a lot of things that could have gone wrong, but because I have the mindset that this is going to work, and he also has the mindset that we're going to make it work. So it's not just about one party, you get. I saw this quote long ago, I don't know who said it, but it was like, winners make it happen, losers wait for it to happen. So yeah, while some people have this kind of relationship, like why did I ever say don't mind me, like I'm just trying to say that why some people have it so easy for them, others are had to work deliberately to make it happen. This leads me to saying there's really nothing like couples goals. Every relationship has its own issues, so it's not like everything is perfect all the time. When you see people smiling, it's not like they're not genuinely happy, but don't make it look as if they never have their own moments where things are not going smoothly. So it's just the understanding that we have to keep working to make this work. Okay, what am I missing? I'm mixing up my WRK. You should get the gist. So it's a conscious effort. So myself and my husband, we have personally, we used to say this thing even before we got married. Every time we fight is a fight to get better, not a fight to break up. You get? So that's been the mindset. That has always been the mindset. And so, we keep working deliberately to ensure that we get better. So it's hard work. It's not just, leave it to, for fate to decide, whatever happens. No, it's a conscious effort. And honestly, that's what I just want to leave with you guys. It's a conscious effort. So let me just take it all over again. Number one, know that not all advice will work. My mom used to say something. Is it my mom or my dad? One of them, used to say that learn to have a sieving ear. So when people drop advices, just sieve them. Whichever one you can take. Whichever one you have to discard. So it's not all of the advices that are going to, that you're going to take. And another thing is, know what works for you. This one is a deliberate effort. You have to just know what works for you. And lastly, know that marriage is hard work. You have to put in your best foot. You have to deliberately say to yourself that you're going to make it work. And this is not just about one party, both parties. It takes two to tango. So you both have to say to yourselves that this is going to work, and God helping you, it works. So yeah, guys, that's the tips I have for you. Let me also know, any other tips that works for you and works generally as well. So that's all I have for you guys this episode. I'm sure you, and I hope you enjoyed every bit of it. And do not forget, please make sure you subscribe. Please, it's important. And please make sure you share my video as well. I really want to, grow this channel. Please, guys, please be a part of this growth. I love you all. Till I see you again. Bye.